Welcome to another edition of the Perfect Wedding Guide's internet TV show called The Wedding Zone. Now, the purpose of the show is to help you, the brides, to see what our advertisers do. So what better way than to bring our cameras in here and interview all of our advertisers. So this is nice for you, and be sure to go to perfectweddingguide.com to see what all of our advertisers do and check out all of our upcoming bridal shows, because there's going to be a few here at this lovely resort here. And check out all of our internet TV shows at perfectweddingguide.com at YouTube. So Sharon, welcome to the show. I have Sharon Palmater here. She's the catering sales director here at the Daytona Beach Resort and Conference Center. So this is a lovely place. We've done a lot of business here. You've done a lot of weddings in this Tides Ballroom. You're going to be hosting some bridal shows for us, which we can't wait.
We're looking forward to it.
So tell the brides what is involved with the ceremony here on the beach.
Basically, we have the beachfront right out in front of the hotel, and you can have a ceremony on the beach for up to 50 people as long as you don't have any more chairs on the beach than 50 people. Otherwise, you would need to get a beach permit, so that which is usually about $200 at the City Hall. Anything less than 50 chairs on the beach, you can do it standing room only. The only thing with the beach is the fact that it is a public facility, and unless you do have your beach permit, it's open to the public. So you can't really block any area off for your group alone unless you have that beach permit.
And getting that permit takes a while. It's kind of more of a hassle than it's worth, isn't it?
It takes a while, but then you're down on the beach. You have to kind of check whether you have high tide, where the water is going to be, whether it's turtle season. There's a lot of things involved, but it is very pretty. If you have a small group, especially if you have a destination wedding where you only have 20 or 30 people, it's very, very nice.
I know a lot of the brides all like to get married on the beach. After all, it is Daytona Beach. But another issue you have to consider is the lighting for the photographer. Right. That's like the time of day and everything. Right. So what other options are available here at the Daytona Beach Resort and Conference Center for oceanfront weddings here and receptions?
Well, the alternative would be to do it up on our oceanfront terrace. We have on the north end of the terrace, we have an area where we take all of the lounge chairs out, and we can reset it for up to 150 people. We have had weddings out there for about 180 where we just have to spread out a little bit. But they're very, very nice, and your ocean is your backdrop. So you really don't see all the activity that's going on down on the beach with the sunbathers and the walkers and all that kind of stuff. Basically, you're looking directly out onto the ocean. The terrace is totally shaded by about 1:30, so if you're having a summertime wedding, it's really, really nice because you have that constant ocean breeze, but your guests are not sitting in the direct hot sun like you would be if you were on the ocean. And
you don't get sand in your shoes that way.
That's very true.
And I notice too with beach weddings, a lot of people don't realize this, but it's awfully windy down there. And so sometimes the veil is flipping. Have you seen this before? And it's one of those things that brides don't realize until they're there. But it does make for some good pictures, though, with the veil flowing in the wind and everything.
And the nice part of it is being at a beachfront property, that after your ceremony is over up on the terrace, you can always go down on the ocean and or on the beach and take pictures because you're right there. So you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's great. And all your guests can stay here.
That's right. That's right.
So tell the brides what is included in your wedding packages.
We do a per person price. It basically includes everything that you're going to need for your wedding reception. It includes the room, your tables, your chairs. We include all of your linens and all of your chair covers and sash, any color that you want that is available that we can get. We set up your head table, which can be a sweetheart's table for just the bride and groom or for your entire bridal party, up on a riser. And plus your cake table, your gift table, everything that you're going to need. You would bring in your own wedding cake, but we would cut it and serve it. There is no cake cutting fee. And basically the only thing that you have to bring in is your centerpieces, your DJ, and your cake. Everything else is supplied for you. We take care of all setup. Usually I have the brides give me their final count 1 week prior, come over and make their final payment, and then anytime the week of the wedding, stop by and drop off everything that they want me to use to decorate the room. Their favors, their guest book, their cake topper, champagne flutes, anything that they want to use in the room. And on their wedding day, while they're upstairs getting ready for the wedding and having their hair done and their makeup done and relaxing and enjoying their guests and their family, I'm down here taking care of the room. And then you have that wow factor when you walk into the room and you see everything all together.
And that's a relief too, because on your wedding day, there are so many other things
Exactly.
you want to be
Exactly.
dealing with than worrying about the centerpieces, the linens, things like that. But now, if a bride does want to come in the night before to decorate, when can she do that?
Most of the time, depending upon the scheduling, 9 times out of 10, we go ahead and set up the room the day before. And if you have your ceremony here on the pool deck or on the terrace, you can have a rehearsal the evening before, and then the room is all set, and you can go on in and decorate if you want to.
Oh, that's ideal.
Yeah.
And you have a nice restaurant here for the rehearsal
Yes, we
dinner and
do.
everything.
Yes, we do.
And it's conveniently located right down the way here.
We have karaoke on Friday night, and the brides love it. So they have a good time. All your
Oh,
entertainment is already taken care
yeah.
of for you.
And the guests already have their room. It's like one-stop shopping. And there's no problem with parking here either. That's another thing that could be hairy.
We have a
here on
parking garage, and we also have parking around the front, and it's all free. You don't pay to park here.
And so what if a bride, which a lot of them are new at this, it's their first time,
Yes.
they know nothing. They come to you, can you recommend vendors?
Very definitely. As a catering manager, I do both the convention corporate events and the brides, which are totally 2 different ball games. Your corporate groups come to you. Most of the time they have the agendas that are all lined up per the corporate policies, and they do every one of their meetings exactly the same. A bride hopefully only gets married once and only has the big fancy wedding once. So when they come in, most of the time you ask them, tell me a little bit about what you want, and they have absolutely no idea. They have no idea how much the meals are going to be. They don't know what their budget is. They don't know, other than maybe the colors they want to use, they really, really need a lot of help. So that's where I come in, because we have an awful lot of, after working in Daytona Beach for 15 years, there's so many fantastic vendors that we have here in Daytona Beach that I know are going to take good care of the brides, and we can kind of aim them in that direction.
And that's when you give them a perfect wedding guide, hymnal.
Correct, correct.
And of course, we talked a little bit about the rooms here, but do you offer great rates for the
Yes, we do.
bride's guests?
For the bride and groom, if they have 75 guests or more at the reception, we give them a complimentary junior suite the evening of the wedding, and then we give them special rates for their out-of-town guests also. They're not responsible for making those reservations for their out-of-town guests unless they want to. Their guests would be responsible for calling in, making their own reservations, and their payment, they would just be making the rates available to them.
Like you have like a block of rooms,
Correct,
right?
yes.
Okay, and how long do the brides get to have the reception room for? I know it's usually like 4 hours.
Ours is 5.
5? Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, usually your cocktail hour and hors d'oeuvres are the first hour, dinner is second hour, and the last 3 hours is just dancing, partying, cutting the cake, that type of thing.
Because sometimes people, once they start drinking, they just don't want to leave. And if the DJ's playing good music
That's
and
right.
stuff, they just don't want to
Yeah.
get off that dance floor.
Yeah.
That's when you start flickering the lights.
No.
Or stop the music. So, and then do you offer receptions outside as well on the terrace?
We do. In the same area that we do the ceremonies, we have an area that we can set up for up to 100 guests out on the terrace. We would have to reserve meeting space inside just on the off chance that there's a lousy weather that day and we have to pull it in. But I would say probably in the last 15 years that I've worked in Daytona Beach, I've probably had to pull in 10 events, because most of the time in Daytona it rains for 10-15 minutes, it dries up, and you may have to move the wedding back a little bit, but you usually don't have to cancel the outdoor ceremony. So
Well,
that's a
that-
really good thing.
That's good to know,
Yeah.
especially here in Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
So, and of course, what kind of deposits do you offer for the brides for options to secure the date?
It's a $1,000 deposit that's due with the signing of the contract. A lot of the brides are paying for their own weddings in this day and time, so we will work with them, and it would be $500 down with the signing of the contract, and then the other $500 30 days later. A lot of the brides like to, especially if they're getting married a year out, and most of the brides do plan their wedding several months out, they give us a credit card or they give us a debit card with their deposit, and then they just call me every month and say, hey, put another $200 on the account. Whatever they've paid, on the account, when they give me their guarantee, is just that much less that they have to pay at the end. And I know that the last week before the wedding, there's just so many last minute things that have to be paid. It makes it a little bit easier if you can do it gradually.
Great. And then for the bar, do you offer a open bar versus?
The bar can basically be anything that they want it to be. A lot of the girls will say, you know, I want to pay for the first $500, and our bartenders will keep track of it and let them know when we reach that amount. Sometimes they'll go with an hourly bar during your cocktail hour. Sometimes they'll say, you know, I want to do X amount for just beer, wine, and soda. They can do a cash bar for mixed drinks. They basically create their own package.
Okay. And also with the food, they use your menus?
Correct.
And you, are you able to customize with anything?
We can. If we have brides that are on a little bit lower budget, that are not looking for, you know, the full wedding package, we can go ahead and use our standard banquet menus and then just create a package. It just doesn't include the chair covers and all of the upper scale things.
Okay, so brides, definitely come see Sharon Palmater here at the beautiful Daytona Beach Resort and Conference Center. She's been in the business a long time. How long have you been doing this now?
30 years.
Okay, so there you go. She knows what she's doing.
I started very, very young.
When you were 12,
Yes,
right?
when I was 12, right.
And how would you like the brides to reach you? Phone, email?
The best way is to call me directly, which is my direct line is 386-944-1047. Or my email address is spalmiter, that's Palmiter, at DaytonaBeachResort.com.
And reserve your date now. So be sure to definitely call Sharon right away to reserve your date. Pick up your Perfect Wedding Guide while you're here. Be watching our perfectweddingguide.com website to see when the next bridal show will be featured here. And be sure to watch all of our wonderful shows at youtube.com/PWG TV shows. And happy planning and cheers to your wedding. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.